Welcome to Marsha's Plate, a Black trans-inclusive feminist podcast. A place where we know that not everybody is invited to the cookout. And we also know that every single day is a brand new day, and we have the power to make a difference today. So let's do this.
It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to turn it all around again. It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to start over again. Tuesday, when the sun rises, you can start over again. A new day, you can make it better than yesterday. It's a new day, it's a new day, new day. There's a way you can turn it around. Trust me, there's a way out. There's more time. Just don't give up. When the sun rises on a new day, you got another chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. A new day, you got another chance.
If you want to join the conversation, you can hashtag Marsha's Plate. You can follow us on most social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. Just search for Marsha's Plate, MARSHASPLATE. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Peace. What's good? What's good?
So what y'all feel about these Oscars?
Well, I didn't really get into them. The only thing that I saw was I can't think of the guy's name, but the white guy who had the political speech that was filmed that was on the show. I saw that one. He had gray hair, white guy with gray hair, and I also saw Michael B. Jordan accept his award. And I saw bits and pieces of the Sinners music moment, their performance, and everything. Those three things that I saw, I thought were dope. But I was hoping y'all could tell me more.
Did you watch it, Jay?
Yeah, I didn't watch. I saw bits and pieces of it as well. I saw I forgot the woman's name that won for best cinematography.
Wasn't she a first? I think she was the first woman.
First woman.
To win for that category.
So I saw the person that won, the woman that won for best cinematography. I thought her speech was dope. She asked all the women to stand and just kind of like, you know what I mean? Because none of us get anywhere without other people. And and just, highlighting like, super marginalized as a woman in this kind of work. I saw that. I saw the performance, the Center's performance on like later on YouTube. But I was kind of in and out. I saw a couple speeches, but like I missed most of it, so I didn't really see most of it. So I'm still kind of catching up, like Bree, online, kind of. What about you, Diamond? It looks. Did you watch the entire show or most of it?
No, I'm never gonna watch the entire show. That is never my thing. I'm never gonna do that. But I'm gonna watch the main categories. I want to see how people react. I want to see just the main categories that I really 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 love. And this is one of the years that I really was up on my movie game. So it wasn't too many things that I didn't see. So I knew how everybody performed. I had my opinions. Some years I'm like, oh, I haven't really been getting into the movies like that. So I don't really know everybody's performance. But this year I watched every movie that was nominated. I know everything about what's going on. So I was like, oh, I have a really good sense of how I feel about everybody's performance. And so
how did you feel about some of the results?
I felt okay with some. I felt really okay with the results because anywhere there was like a little battle, it was worth the battle. Like it was like, ooh, these two people are contending to get against each other, and it was really up against one battle after the next. I think that was the name of it, and Sinner. So Both of them
Mm,
movies was fucking fire as fuck. I loved both of them.
okay.
Of course, I'm rooting for Sinners. I want Sinners to win as much as it can. Um, it didn't win Best Picture this year. It got beat out by one battle after the next. I wasn't mad at that because I think both of those was the top films of the year. I wanted Sinners to take it home, but they did take home original screenplay, which I fucking love.
Oh,
So
okay.
they did
Okay.
take home that, and Michael B.
Okay.
Jordan took home lead actor.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I think people were upset about. I was not, I'm rooting for everybody black, but I was not upset about Amy. I can't say her last name, Milligan or Monaghan, something. I can't remember her last name, but she beat out Wumi from Sinners, and she beat out Tiana Taylor for supporting actress.
Yeah.
And I wasn't
You
mad at
know,
it because
oh,
if you watch Weapons, that lady killed that
She
role.
ate.
She
She ate. No shade. Like I didn't even recognize her, and it wasn't just because of prosthetics and makeup. Like I didn't recognize her or her spirit, her other characters that she has played. I would have never thought that that was her in that role. I thought that they had picked a
oh
nobody.
wow.
I
she
did.
Not
killed
nobody.
it. She
Or a
killed
new face in the name.
it. I
Wow.
loved her in that. So
Um,
when her winning, I couldn't even
yeah,
be mad. Am I rooting for Wumi or Tiana? Yes, I wanted them to get their little
yeah.
moment, but I can't even be mad because Miss Thang, if it's just purely on acting, she was it.
Mhm,
She
She
wore it
did.
out. I
mhm,
gotta
She
give it
did.
mhm.
She did her one. She did her one with that fucked up bang. She did her
to
one like that movie
yes.
with that fucked up choppy ass red bang, honey. It was very much given.
Oh,
It was very much given Kathy Griffin meets that Beyonce moment that we don't like to talk about.
crazy and it just was crazy. She reminded me
So
of some real crazy people that I had met in the world in real life, where I'm like, oh, she is
that's funny.
she is lost in this character.
The woman that who won for best cinematography, her name is Autumn Durald Archipel. But it was she did cinematography for Sinners. She won for that was another win for Sinners, which is cool. And she also worked on this according to this AP article that just came out. She also worked on the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and The Last Showgirl.
Yeah,
Okay, come on, Sinners.
it's funny because
Get
Ryan
back used to
Coogler
it.
has his Oscar worthy team. You know, his wardrobe stylist is also
Oh
an
yeah,
Oscar award winning
yeah,
from
it's
her
fun.
work on Black Panther as well. And if I'm not mistaken, she was nominated for for Sinners too, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Um,
Ruth Carter.
it's
Mhm.
I'm at this point now, and I think that Ryan Coogler is at a point in his career where he is the director to watch. He is that director right now that when he comes out with a project, it is must see, even if for no more than to critique it. You know, I live for him having his moment in the sun, and I'm excited to see what him and his team continues to come up with in the future.
Mhm.
You know, all of the things. I'm excited about him in Black Hollywood. I'm also excited about um Jordan Peele, who I also love as a director personally.
I love
You
that
better pat your head, Diamond.
this was this was the first time in a long time that a horror film really got its kind of high end
Mm.
just due for like an Academy Award. So I'm really
Yeah.
happy about that. But also, I feel like even though they didn't win Best Picture, this was just a more because they got 16 nominations. This was just solidify what you said, Brie, as far as him
Mhm.
coming into his eye and want the director to watch because I felt like in 2018 he did some groundbreaking shit with Black Panther. But if you remember, I felt like he was this year. I don't think it was any kind of robbing. Like it wasn't like a snub or a rob. Like, oh, you know they didn't fucking win that. It was too close. It was too close. But in 2018, I don't think that shit was close at all. How the fuck you gonna win best production, best score, and best costume for Black Panther and don't win best film? And then Green Book win over Black Panther in 2018. Green Book, did you even watch Green Book? No. No, that wasn't no. I watched it, but it wasn't like that. Black
Now,
Panther should have won.
Yeah.
now come on, Diamond. It was the nigga film versus the white savior film. Diamond.
Child.
Now, who do you think was going to win? But yeah, it was definitely bullshit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the last time a horror film really got its just dues at the Oscars and with the Academy was Jordan Peele, right? It was Get Out, right? Or no?
Was it Get Out? Did it
Has it been one since Get Out? I know that Get Out did its thing. I just don't know if it's been one since then.
I don't.
it's something about water, isn't it? A horror film, something about water, the way of water, the something water.
No, that's
Something.
Avatar.
No. It's one that has some kind of water in the name.
I don't
It's
know.
something I can't remember.
Shape
Anyway,
of Water.
yes, The Shape of Water. That
That,
one,
that's
that got some Oscar buzz.
That's technically fantasy. That's like a creature from the Black Lagoon, but they turned it into a love story.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them winning, and I was pretty happy with the Oscars this year. But to switch it up, I do want to ask y'all what y'all think about EJ Johnson before we get into our next.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
glad
wait,
that you brought.
hold on. Brie, before you go into it, now I don't, I'm not the biggest on all the gossip and everything. But I was catching, I was like, oh, wow. And then I saw the Bobby Lights comment, and I was like, wow, why do you like what is going on? So yeah, can you let folks know what that is, the EJ Johnson situation?
If they listening to us, they already know that EJ
They
Johnson said that he
listen,
only. They already know EJ Johnson said that he don't date straight men, honey. EJ
but why are
Johnson
people mad
said that
about
he
it?
don't date straight men. EJ Johnson said that he doesn't attract gay men. EJ Johnson is a whole entire motherfucking fool, as I said on my platform. That's a very delusional take. At the end of the day, EJ Johnson is not interacting with straight men. Like it's not happening. It's not just exclusive to EJ Johnson. That's to any femboy. That is to anybody who has a penis. If you're interacting sexually with somebody else who has a dick, that in itself is not straight. Now I understand that we use a lot of people use straight as an identity. They trying to play in trans people motherfucking face, really saying that they using straight as an identity. You don't have to actually be heterosexual if you live a straight lifestyle. A straight to a motherfucking fool is what you is, honey. Straight to the next goddamn fool. The only thing straight about EJ's interactions with them men in the club might have been the straight liquor that they was drinking.
I actually understand what EJ was saying. EJ said a little bit. He basically was saying that when he goes into these places, they're not attracted to him, and
They're not checking for him. Oh.
they're not checking for him. He is usually checked out by the boys who identify with being straight. Anybody in the gay culture know that there's like a fem anti-fem thing. Everybody is mass for mass, da, 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 da. And they kind of shame films and they think that's gay, that's too far, da 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 da. It's a bunch of bullshit. But what I want to also point out with EJ is you can be gay and not be of the gay sexual experience, but not be of the gay culture. And I think EJ is somebody who is not of the gay culture. I think EJ is rich. He is a nepo baby. He is somebody who his wealth, his connection to wealth with his father, to me, shields him from the need of community. It shields him. Some of us, we
But I mean,
need community.
Yeah, but I mean, I would dare say that EJ Johnson is in community with other queer and black queer and trans people in that part of the country in LA, where you grow up with
What
other
gave
gay
you the
people.
impression? What gave you the impression that EJ
You don't
um
know no gay
spends
people?
spends time with other black gay people?
He
What
didn't
gave you
Oh,
even
that?
okay,
know
my
who
bad.
Zaya Wade was. Like, well, he
Oh
knew
shit.
who she
Okay, my
was,
bad.
but didn't even. He said, "Well, we just met once." Like, he don't. He ain't in
Well, I
the
mean, they're
culture like
like, oh, okay, 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 got you.
because he don't have to be. Some of us, you
Exactly.
Um,
broke. You need that. You need to go find community, or you gonna
yeah.
drown in the straits. And we know how they are. You
Um,
have to go find. But somebody like
um,
EJ, he's gonna be connected to those kind of capitalistic social status markers based on how
yeah,
what he has access to. Even these
yeah,
new videos, that was an
gotcha.
interview with Carlos King. He's been doing these new interviews like showing off his style and his clothes, and it just is a bunch of rich people talk where it's like, oh, you rich. And I think that changes how you navigate the world. That's just what it is. And I think
It is.
Um,
somebody who's well off enough to I don't need to be, I can create my world. And
um,
I don't need to be in gay culture to even I don't have to do that. Where I think somebody who doesn't have those kind of riches, they if you want to find community, you have to be
um,
in the culture. And I think that his community is just being rich and fab.
um,
As
um,
as we saw with their reality show debut, and from what I saw in the interview, just to address the identity of it all, the gender identity of it all. From what I saw and what I heard in the interview, I watched the whole thing. He did say that he sat down and had a conversation with his parents and his family, and he's like,
uh,
we're not doing the he him thing.
mm,
And he also several times in that interview referred to himself using feminine language. You know, he
mm.
talking about being one of the girls and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. I don't think he has I
One,
like Thomas said, he did make the comment about um not making a big deal about people getting their pronouns wrong because they feel like it gives the other people more power. And as you see, I'm getting their pronouns wrong, and it's just because this idea of them being non-binary is still new to me. I also think that Diamond is right with the whole she's not very part of the community. She's
mm,
very out of touch, and I think that that's a
mm,
lot of people's issue with EJ even speaking on LGBTQ plus topics, especially a topic that's as red button as the whole idea of people with penises dating straight men, being with straight men, being attracted to straight men, trying to steal the straight men. And it is an a special rhetoric that tends to be attached to trans women. So I think it's problematic for many reasons. I think his take is problematic, but I also again think that they are very unaware. I think that she don't know her ass from a hole in the ground. I think all she does know is fashion, and that's what we get from her. I don't think that anybody should be paying attention to her for anything other than that. I'm actually very close friends with one of EJ's cousins, and they didn't even know about this. Don't call me he. But anyway, me and EJ's cousin got into a bit of an argument after they seen my YouTube video talking about the subject, and it was the same response that I gave here, honey. She's a damn fool for thinking that anybody who wants her is straight, and we were going back and forth, and EJ's cousin the conversation became very convoluted because EJ's cousin was associating so much stuff with people coming for EJ. EJ's cousin was talking about how other people have reacted and responded and talking about how people are jealous of EJ and this, that, and the third. Of course, I think that there are people who are jealous of EJ. You know, there are a lot of us out here who are barely fucking eating, and EJ is filthy fucking rich and was born into it and didn't have to do a goddamn thing to get it. So I'm sure there are people who are jealous of EJ because of that. Me personally, I'm not. I think that it's fab that we got this black queen who can afford to be ignorant and unaware. No shade. I think we have to have diversity and variety in the black community. And we have so many people who are on the ground who are in touch with pro blackness. And we also have people like EJ Johnson who don't know what the fuck is going on in the streets, honey. But I say all that to say that there are a lot of non-binary people. There are trans people who don't pass as well. There are also outsiders looking at these conversations and they're making them about things that they aren't about. Um, the way EJ looks has nothing to do with them attracting straight men. How much money EJ has, I'm sure has a factor in the men that they attract, but these men still aren't straight. Gay for pay ain't straight. Um, People who nobody is going to wake up one day, be attracted to an entirely different gender, an entirely different sex, and just ride with it and be okay. I find that hard to believe. I think that it takes time for people to contemplate and accept sexuality, especially when your sexuality is criticized in a culture and a society. So I think that even if hypothetically there was a guy that never had sex with anybody with a penis and had sex with EJ on the first night, I think that that man has thought about, considered their attraction to or their interest in a partner with a penis and or been into the porn and all of the things. So that's my whole take on it.
How I read it was EJ was like, "Listen, this is who is showing me interest, and so I'm rolling with the people that are showing me interest, and those are people that I'm not catching the gays at the club, but the straight guys are showing me attention." That's what I heard out of it, and like now even more so because I present in a more feminine way. Like I'm definitely continuing to get this attention because I wasn't getting the traditional like cisgender gay gays, whether that's black, white, no matter what the race is, I'm not getting it because I look too feminine for them. And I'm too black, I'm too dark skinned, I'm too tall, I'm too fat, I'm too everything for that. Which is very, if you go into clubs, especially in a place like LA, where where it's
It's
extra
bullshit. It's
about how you
bullshit.
look. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
word.
Like
That's
I can
that's word.
see, you know,
That's
that's their
word
shit.
salad to speak a whole bunch of bullshit, and I think that that's why so many of us in our community are confused about sexuality and genuinely confused about sexuality because at the end of the day it's not rocket science. It's really not. Yes, sexuality can be very fluid. Yes, everybody's sexuality can be on different planes, different wavelengths, all of the things. But I think we're making it into something that is not. For me, it's an issue because this is a prime example of bi-erasure. The reason why people don't think that bisexual men exist is because of this bullshit that every man has to either be gay
But
or
that's
straight.
a
And I think that it's being perpetuated even by people in our community. And let's keep it 100. EJ, just
that
on aesthetics, EJ is not attracting no heterosexual man. It's no shade. Just on aesthetics alone, she looks too masculine. Yes,
why
you
why
yes,
don't you
yes,
think
you
so?
yes, you wear women's clothes, but you are androgynous, honey. You ain't the cunt. You're not fish, baby.
Why
You're
why
not, and you don't,
Bree,
and
I
you don't
don't
even pass,
understand.
and you don't even pass for it. So when somebody is looking at you, they're prepared for the possibility that you have a dick. The difference with some trans people is they don't know they have no clue what's going on between our legs. And even with EJ, people might have no clue on what's going on between his legs. But when you look at somebody who looks like EJ, for me, I'm gonna assume that they have a dick. I'm gonna assume that they're trans, especially in this trans aware society that we live in nowadays. I think people be confused.
I do think that somebody who would mess with EJ on the down low could easily be the same type of dude who messed with a trans woman or that
Mhm.
identifies as a trans woman, but she's not as passable. And though
Thank you for drawing that connection. Thank you.
there
Okay.
is
Yeah.
a overlap in the pool of men who would identify with being straight. Now,
Mhm.
I feel like what Bree is saying is that can be confusing because nigga, you know that this is somebody that is assigned male at birth. You can tell by looking at them, and so if you are attracted and you want to get down with them, then there is at least the very least some queer shit going on with your fluidity
Mhm.
going on with your sexuality. So just claiming that you
Mhm.
are straight. I think that's what Bria is saying, and I understand that, but
Mhm.
it is not black and white. And yes, from our perspective, yes, to me, if you have a penis and you have a penis and y'all come together, regardless of gender identity, I think that is queer sex. I think it's queer sex. Now, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna say it's gay sex. I'm not gonna say it's still straight heterosexual straight sex. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm okay with queer because it's some other. So a man dealing with me, even though I have a penis, I don't think that is gay sex. I think that it is queer sex. Now, that can be complicated for people to understand because if you don't consider me what I am, if you consider me a nigga, you consider me all of that, then you're not going to understand how I think about the fluidity of men that I date. I understand it, which is why I don't argue with people about it. I
Mhm.
don't have the
Mhm.
conversation. Is a man dealing with a trans woman gay or straight? Is he well if they still got the body parts, they're gay and that I don't have that kind of conversation because it's a nuanced conversation and I'm not about to be arguing with you about it. But I know from lived experience that there is going to be somebody that dates and deals with somebody like EJ. And I did, especially if they're trying to be down low with EJ, which is also what EJ said in that interview with Carlos King, that usually these men are trying to keep him on the low, trying to keep their relationship sexual and in the closet. And so I can see easily some dude trying to
I
deal
didn't hear
with
that.
EJ.
I
And
didn't. I didn't hear that in the I didn't hear Carlos get EJ to elaborate on his interactions with these straight men. I don't recall EJ saying whether these were closeted relationships or not.
yeah, I distinctly remember.
Okay.
So I can see that being issue. I can see just because that's just I know men who are like that, and I can see that being possible. But I totally understand what Bree is saying in
Mhm.
regards to, yeah, nigga, if they fucking with you, you is clock, you is not some when you look at EJ looks like a male person. They don't have implants, they don't have breasts, their face doesn't look feminine to me. They're like almost 7 foot tall, like they daddy.
Well,
You're
EJ,
not looking at EJ and saying, "Oh, I'm seeing a woman." You're looking at a butch queen up in women's clothes. That so if you are attracted to that, baby, you might just like boys, just femme boys. That's just what
You
it
can't
is.
the way I see it, you can't hide behind that straight label no more. If you're attracted to people who look androgynous, regardless of what's between their legs, you cannot identify as straight anymore because you see this person like sexuality is visual. There are visual components to sexuality. A heterosexual man who's genuinely only interested in women. Feminine women with vaginas could very easily be attracted to a trans woman because when we're walking down the street and if our dick ain't out, you don't know what's going on. However, if somebody like EJ is walking down the street, you're aware that you don't know what's this is a question mark in this person's gender, which is nothing wrong with that. However, I want the people to realize that there's nothing wrong with attracting a man that ain't straight. Like this, it's getting annoying
The
that
fetish of straight men.
it's getting annoying fetishizing fucking straight men, upholding these cis hetero fucking ideals
Mhm.
in our community, bringing their shit to our community. When I feel like the whole purpose of trans people existing is to break down the fucking barriers between the sexes.
I didn't sense from what I read that EJ was like, you know, trying to be like, oh, I got the straight man. Da, 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 da. Just because they talked about this is something that they've been dealing with for a long time before their gender expression had become more feminine. Like, because they're tall, they look gay, they dark skinned and they weren't attracting the traditional gay boys. I can see how a straight dude that's like I'm on the DL and all this other shit is like, oh, you look very vulnerable. Like you look a great person that I could play with. We could keep this on the low because you might feel some shame about these other things. Like I could see that, or like whatever. You know what I mean? But that's their. I don't know. Like I don't. I didn't get the take that they were uh trying to like throw it in the face or like celebrate like I'm all that or use it as a status thing. And I'm not saying that people don't do that because that's what I've definitely I've seen that too. So and but not as familiar as you both are. But or might, you know what I'm saying, what people or knowing what when people try to throw that around. Um in the culture, like I don't know, but like yeah, I don't know. I didn't really I don't know. It just seemed to me that they were just being open and vulnerable. And I'm sure there's other people who can relate to their experience of feeling like they're not seen within the community, kind of somewhat isolated around their journey around their gender shit because they're not seen in the community. Right. Or maybe not be able to feel like they can add, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of feeling like you're an
Right.
outsider with your shit. Um,
I think that's a huge
so
component.
you know,
I
yeah.
think
So
that's
I,
a huge component because this is somebody who or it's possible, I can't say because I don't know EJ personally, but it's very possible that this is somebody who hasn't been involved in LGBTQ plus community enough, hasn't been involved in queer community enough, hasn't been involved in gay community enough to know whether or not they attract gay men. I mean, it's no shade that there are if I can attract some if people who look and present like me can attract a man who identifies as gay, which there are trans attracted men who do identify as gay, believe it or not, because of their own beliefs, and that's not
mm,
me to decide what their identity is. However, I know that I can attract a man who identifies as gay. I know that I can attract a man who
mm,
identifies as straight. Language is everything.
mm,
Making this whole statement that you don't attract gay men and you're not attracted to gay men, all of that is very it's very problematic. Is very again by erasure. To me, is homophobic microaggressions. It expresses internalized homophobia, if you ask me as well.
Hmm.
but why do other people get to identify how they want to identify? We say it's okay, but he can't talk. Well, they can't talk about their situation, and like that's just the reality of how they're. To me, it's like to me that's the same agency that's being expressed there. Like this is my situation. This is and I'm gonna throw this out there too. Like after living in Seattle for a minute, Seattle's like the fifth largest LGBT population in the country as like a mega gay city type thing where it's like super normal to be gay, it's super normal to be trans, and like in a way that's like very integrated in your day to day gay white cis men are at the top of the food chain. LA's like that too. Like that and but even more so. So like what it means to be gay in a place where it's like, yeah, gay, like whatever. It's like to me, it felt very different to be a trans person in a place where it was like, oh yeah, that's just a normal thing, part of everyday life. it's not a big deal in the same kind of way socially, where you're interacting with out gay people on a regular basis, out trans people on a regular, like especially if you're in the entertainment industry in LA. So I think like some of the like I'm whatever. I'm just throwing. I don't think it's 100% of their situation, but I do think there's a component of living in a place where the gay population and trans population is definitely overrepresented than a place at the average person. So what does it mean to be a gay person in community is it functions a little differently for some people versus like my experience in Milwaukee or my experience even in Chicago versus like this a gay city. I don't know what you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that makes
No,
sense. Because especially in
yeah.
the entertainment industry and shit, like, I don't know, like it was being I don't know. I mean, you've been to Seattle, it's different. You can feel it's different. It's a different vibe. And I'm saying I know that I would imagine that LA and your family's in the entertainment industry and you're into fashion and boutiques and all this kind of shit where you just like it's yeah, I mean, to your point, Bree, absolutely. Because I even feel this way about Seattle. Like, it's so normal to be trans there, where people don't feel like they need to be quote unquote be in the community, but also like you're interacting with people outside of like what I've traditionally would say this is what it means to be in a community. Because as people are you're interacting with people in different kinds of ways because folks are just in more places. I don't know if that's making more sense. I don't
That
know if it's crazy,
it's not really
but
making sense. It's not really making sense to me, because I feel like it doesn't change the price of tea in China at the end of the day. Straight man
mhm.
does not equal I like dick in my mouth. Um and but I am a mental health, and to me, if I'm hearing what you're saying, it sounds a bit monolithic. Like I think you're a fool if you think that all gay men are the same. I think you're a fool if you think that
That's
any
not
person
what I said at all.
of any person of any category is the same. But I think that we do, like you said, create these images in our mind based on association, based on experience, what gay is, what straight is, what all these things, blah blah blah.
Mm.
I'm trying to have a real comprehensive conversation. My point still stands. The only point that the point doesn't change and it doesn't go against um I is not discrediting anybody's beliefs. I do realize that straight for some people is an identity that doesn't mean heterosexual. And I think that you people are delusional. However, I am a mental health professional, and I think that it's fair for y'all to live in y'all delusion as long as you're not hurting anybody else.
Oh,
I
wait. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna. We don't have to get into a deep dive, but maybe for another day, deep dive. But like, even with the labels, it's like those are definitely attached to this broader kind of Eurocentric situation around gender and identity because we know we've existed a very long time and then they were like, oh no, that's not good for you. We're gonna
Uh,
impose
even
this other
even
shit on you. But I'm just
even
saying, like, people, I just don't, the
even when we
labels are created to as a
e-
function to facilitate, not necessarily to be like an end all be all on how people identify. So
Um,
I just
I disagree with that. Yes, I agree on the fact of our language is Euro based because we speak fucking English. We were colonized, but even when if we were speaking Igbo, words mean things. We have labels for a reason because humans, I feel like
well, gender
one of
is
the
a
biggest
cultural thing, you know.
one of the biggest issues that we're having right now when it comes to rhetoric and having direct conversation is that I think humans we tend to have this grandiose image. We tend to have this godlike image of humanity in our head when we forget the fact that we are animals who process in a certain way. Our brains process things in a certain way. Our brain processes things in labels. That is literally how your brain is set up. When you see, when you smell, when you hear, it goes to factors in your brain. It goes to areas of your brain that categorizes these things as labels. The whole idea that we don't need fucking labels is stupid. And I think when people fight against that, they're again somebody who's trying to live in a delusion, or somebody who's not trying to accept a label that may or may not apply to them. Somebody who may be mad at a label that they were given that's not true to them. I can understand why trans people, why we fight against this. I was given the label male, and I don't feel that. I was given the label boy, but I wasn't growing into a man. You know what I mean? So I understand how language can be triggering, but it doesn't change the fact that it's needed.
Well, this went in directions that I didn't know it was gonna go. I feel like I understand what everybody is saying. I feel like EJ lives a very different life than many of us. I feel like language is never going to be efficient for the categories, even if we do need them. I feel like yes, there is going to be some things that EJ is going to experience that is very different than ours and very similar. And I also think that while no, we're not a monolith, no, nobody is going to be exactly the same. There are some generalizations that are just generally true. And I think that if you take a survey,
A certain sense of experiences.
yeah. And I think if you take a survey of while there's going to be some that are going to be attracted to somebody like EJ, I think that in general, the fetishization of straight, the fetishization of masculinity is a general commonplace in gay male culture. And I think that there is a demonization of feminists, particularly that high femme, that especially if you still identify, you're not identifying as trans, but even if you identify as trans, is there some gay men that are attracted to me? Absolutely, of course. But in general, gay men are not attracted to me.
Right.
I am too femme. I look too much like a woman. They like men. And so I think that there is a level where there's some overlap with EJ, where there are going to be some gay men that is like, no, I'm not into that. And I think that generally that is true. That's going to be, is there some exceptions that'll be like, yeah, I'll fuck with the femme, tall, 7 foot, feminine butch queen up in
Not
drag.
just I'll fuck with it, but I'll live for it, bitch.
Yes, I live for it. Yeah, is there going to be somebody? Sure. But I think generally, no. Generally, they like men to be men. They like men to be masculine. The further you get from that, it's not going to work for
They're
them.
attracted.
And so I think that while there are exceptions, I think that in general, yes, there's that. We're not a monolith, but there is some generalizations that we can make. So we have been on this subject for too long, and I want to know what y'all think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good topic.
Yes. Yeah, let us know what y'all think about the Oscar wins and EJ Johnson and his interview with Carlos King. Let us know what you think. Hashtag watch this play.
Hashtag MARSHASPLATE. Y'all are cute.
Oh my God, I want to thank all of our new patrons this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, 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 yay. So not only are you helping to sustain this particular podcast, I also donate to other podcasts. I donate to other organizations. I have my finger on the pulse of the community, and I know a lot of grassroots organizations that are doing great work out here. So you're not only helping to sustain us, you're helping to sustain other people in a community, because I put my money where my mouth is. That's just the kind of bitch I am. Community as fuck. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And if you have not become a patron, why have you not? You can donate as low as $1 a month. It doesn't matter. Anything helps. Please. Do I have to play Sarah McLachlan and show you puppies? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to resort to what the white people do to get you to give them money?
Anyway, the link is in the bottom. Back to the show.
Well, honey, we was just talking about the Knowles family. We was just talking about Beyonce
Hmm.
and her family and giving them their praise and their just dues. And over this past weekend, Jules Smith, Solange's son, Beyonce's nephew,
Oh, okay. Hmm.
made his debut hosting an LGBTQ plus event. This was his first time hosting a LGBTQ plus party. Um,
Okay.
the flyers were made up. Everybody was really excited about this. A lot of Beyonce fans of, again, how Diamond explained, a lot of people aren't just fans of Beyonce, they're fans of the entire Knowles family, their
Right.
lineage, everything that comes with them. And Jules is
Mm.
very much attached to that. I mean, even on the flyers for this party, Jules labeled himself as the son, the nephew. And
Mhm.
I think it's genius marketing. Damn right, if Beyonce was my auntie, bitch, as soon as you met me, you would know Beyonce was my auntie. You might have knew before you met me, motherfucker. But anyway, but anyway, Jules is scheduled to host this event. It's going viral. Jules is posting and promoting the event himself. Gay Magazine is doing a live stream. They have a live stream schedule where they going to interview Jules just for Jules to get to the motherfucking club and not interact with any of the gays. Just for
Oh,
Jules to tweet out and make posts making it very clear that he was bringing a group of girls to counteract the idea that he or or to
wow.
counteract the idea or the reality that he was in this club surrounded by gays. As the event was approaching,
That's
Jules
why.
began to disconnect more and more from the event. He still kept his obligation and he still showed up for the event. However, he kept his hood on the whole time. Again, he did not interact with the people. He did not speak on the mic. He did bring a whole entourage of assumingly cis hetero people, a lot of cis women, and when asked and reminded about the interview and when it was time to schedule the interview with Nappy Boy of Gay Magazine, Jules said he ain't doing no interview,
Oh,
which was allegedly in his
that's
contract
wrong.
for the event because Gay Magazine was under contract for the event as well. And they said that this was a part of the contract, their contract, to interview Jules and to also promote the event on their page, on their platforms. Social media is in an uproar, honey. The young millennials and the older Gen Zs, honey, they going back and forth with each other, honey. The straights and the gays is going back and forth with each other.
About
The
what?
bisexuals and the queers, they being silent, honey. No, I'm joking. But no, they are talking online today, and the story is still a bit viral. But my ultimate question to y'all is, how do y'all feel about us paying straight people to host LGBTQ plus events?
I think if the person is relevant to the community and is relevant to whatever event is going on, and the people that are paying for it, and the people are going to be respectful and responsible and honor their contract, no problem. Like this just sounds very messy, uh, disrespectful. Clearly, are not comfortable around the community. Like I don't know why would you like that's this is wild. But of course, obviously try to hire us first, hire your community first. But if there's people that are relevant to the community or to the event, then like they're relevant. People hire straight people all the time to perform at pride festivals and stuff like that. So you know, I don't know. That's just some of my initial thoughts. What was you done?
But do you feel the same way about people hiring straight performers for pride events like that? I mean, keep
But I'm saying like I've seen In Vogue, Fantasia, Shaka Khan. Crystal Waters, Deborah Cox, all of that.
Culturally relevant straights.
Yeah, relevant straight people to the community. I've seen them at Pride Fest in Milwaukee, for example. Usually they have it's like three days. Usually, they have a big white act, quote unquote. They have not have a big Latino act, and they have a big black act with the black radio station. And so usually it's somebody, an R&B situation. Like I said, one year it was Deborah Cox. Obviously, that's a certain age, you know, older millennial, Gen X, but and then followed by their Crystal Waters to close the night. And Crystal Waters obviously is gonna be black people, but obviously she was so big with house music that that's a little bit of everybody. She pop, but that's the main context I would say when I think about straight people getting paid to be in spaces has been like performers at pride events and things like that, or like a charity event or something like that. I don't know, but what I've never seen what you described. I've never seen that because that's just wild.
Yeah,
What
yeah. I
about you,
mean,
Don?
I never saw it personally, but there are rumors that Donna Summers did something similar at a queer event
Mm.
back in the day. I went
No, that's
from
not a
what I
rumor.
heard
That's real.
okay, you do know that's real?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got some tea here today, people. Diamond, but what do you think? Do you think we should be hiring the straights as somebody who does get hired as an artist, as somebody who could be booked?
I'm gonna say this. That's what you motherfuckers get.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Listen, feel
You
like
get what you pay for. Yeah, yeah.
you get what the fuck you pay for.
Yeah,
Yes, I feel
yeah.
like you should be prioritizing hiring queer artists and queer people. That's number one. So let me get that out period. But I also feel good when you motherfuckers get got. Not just about this type of shit, but even when y'all be boosting these motherfucking straight porn adult content creators that don't fucking do nothing for y'all but gay bait y'all, and then y'all get mad when y'all get behind the paywall and they ain't doing no gay shit when they told you they was straight, and they're literally sitting in rooms with real gay porn stars just to get you motherfuckers to come over there and be a part of their OnlyFans, and y'all get fucking got and be mad they not doing gay shit. This is the same thing. These straight boys know y'all fucking thirsty. These straight boys know that it can be an easy check. It can be
Okay.
something that they can really do something cool and real quick to get that money and then leave you high and dry over and not getting nothing out of it. And they know the gays like y'all will pay them. And I think that this is what the fuck Jules did. He knew this was going to be a fucking check. And once he got his check, he came in there, put his hoodie on, and said, I'm not doing no interviews. Is it shady? Should they shoot a motherfuckers if that's in the contract? Hell, fuck yeah. Sue his ass if he didn't do no interview and that was in the contract. Sue him, period. Fuck, I don't give a fuck about him being a part of no Nose family. Sue him. But I still feel like that's what the fuck y'all get because y'all thirsting after these straight boys. We just fucking talked about that. Y'all fetishizing fucking straight boys and want him to come, and they do shit like this for you. If he ain't proved himself as being down with us, why the fuck you giving him a fucking check? I think that's fucking weird and stupid. What Jay just said is culturally relevant straight people who have proven themselves that fuck with us, who have proven themselves to not be problematic, who down with queer people, not necessarily being queer, but who have proved themselves to fuck with us on some kind of level. Yes, I don't mind them coming and getting a check, especially if they're bringing a draw. They are big celebrity. They share. They Madonna. Whoever. It don't have to be somebody that big, but somebody who is just an icon in our community. Look at Crystal Waters. I think Jay named her. Yes, I think I don't have no problem with that. I got that. But I also feel like if you breaking your neck to fetishize straight people and then you come and they take up a space from a queer person and they get you together, that's what the fuck you get. You asked for that. They played you, y'all fucking thirsty, and you shouldn't have been even in those waters playing with them like that because they straight. Period. So that's what I feel. I feel like if you get got, you get got. Because you shouldn't be kissing their ass no way.
I think it's interesting that we tend to see amongst Black gays, especially because my predominant experience is with Black gays, and once I was a Black gay. I think it's interesting that Black gays complain about nobody wanting them, but then they don't even want each other. They all chasing the straight boys. I find that interesting. Anyway, I agree. I agree with you, Diamond, wholeheartedly. I feel like us ignoring our own, abandoning our own, not booking our own is a huge reason on why gay artists don't make it and why a lot of gay artists don't get support. And it seems like the only time we even respect or recognize a gay artist is when straight people respect or recognize them, i.e. Duran Bernard, um, i.e. Saucy Santana. The
Mhm.
gays, the gays wasn't bumping Saucy Santana like that until they started playing Saucy Santana on the radio, honey. Until they put Saucy Santana on BT.
Oh no, I
But
gotta run to the back. Sorry.
I, but I think it's interesting. I think that that's another reason why we could be promoting our own. We could be promoting our own pride festivals, could be the opportunity to really celebrate and highlight queer celebrities, LGBTQ plus celebrities. No, I don't see nothing wrong with bringing in the allies when they've proven that they're allies. Don't bring somebody in and hope that they're ally. Don't bring somebody in knowing they don't fuck with us, Kaya.
Fire. Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm tired of it's very much giving self-hate because it's given
Or pick me, which
it's
is self hate too.
self-hate exactly. Pick me, self-hate. Yes, it's very much giving pick me. And the reason you want a bitch to pick you is because you haven't picked yourself. No motherfucking shade. You don't realize your own greatness. That's why you looking at somebody who ain't like you. No shade. What you got against your own that you can't fuck with your own? It's the same idea when niggas won't fuck with niggas. Because you see how we react when black people don't hire black people. So why the fuck don't we have the same energy when queer people don't hire queer people? When queer people ain't booking queer people? And why does it take a straight person to co-sign a motherfucker before we accept them as a star? T.S. Madison, Kevin Jay-Z. Anyway, um, I just want to let all the queers know that during the mainstream days, during the mainstream media days, it was known that when a performer was washed up or when they were blacklisted in the mainstream, that they went to the gays because anybody will take the gays. I mean, the gays will take anybody. The gays will pay anybody. The gays will book anybody, honey. Yeah. When you washed up and when you blacklisted, the gays will pay you. I just want the folks to be aware of that. I also want the folks to be aware of how y'all complain about gay baiting, but then y'all set yourself up to be gay baited. But let me know what y'all think. Are y'all here for the queers hiring and booking straight folks? Do y'all think we should continue to do it? Do y'all think we should stop doing it? Or do y'all think that we still need to find a happy balance? Let me know and let me know why. Let all of us know why. Hashtag Marsha's Plate. That's hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
All right. So on Friday, we have some news breaking out of Texas. You know, we live in a hellscape out here in the largest state in the country.
Yes.
This big old red state. Recently, P Flag, the Texas Supreme Court said that the state only needs a reasonable belief that the group may have relevant information, not proof, and allow P Flag to redact identifying details about family before producing um, documents. So basically, they're saying that P Flag has to turn over documents related to an investigation into medical care for transgender minors. The court overturned a previous district court's decision that was largely blocked by the attorney general's office from seeking certain records. And this is basically parents of trans kids who support their trans kids. They go to medical doctors, and the doctors are figuring out ways around any kind of investigation to support the parents. And so the state of Texas is trying to investigate those medical providers, trying to give them charges, trying to be shady to them. And so they're basically saying in this court decision that, hey, we can force P Flag to give us information if we're investigating these parents and these healthcare providers because, they did that ban on kids on certain gender affirming medical treatments for um minors,
Yeah.
despite their we're talking about hormone blockers and hormone therapy. We are not talking about surgeries. Kids cannot get surgeries in the United States. You have to be an adult. So we are not talking about surgeries. We're talking about hormones and blockers and stuff like that, which even cisgender kids, they get blockers and hormones and stuff like when they have particular medical conditions. If a period is coming too early, they can be on hormone blockers till they get to the age where the period is normal. It's so many reasons why people, a minor, would be on certain blockers and doing these things, and outside of being trans. And so this ban was specifically to target trans minors and their parents who support them. And so now this case is saying that, hey, if we're doing an investigation, we don't have to prove none of that stuff. If we just think you're doing it, you need to turn over your information. So I want to know what y'all think about this case being turned over. How does it make you feel? What do you think about it? Because yeah, I think that this is exactly what we warned, and so I want to know what y'all feel about it.
Whew, it's a lot to process. So I need some clarity. One, tell me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is they have already outlawed hormone therapy for trans identifying kids.
Yes.
And now you're saying that they have passed a bill or they are putting into law if they think that you are servicing and treating transgender kids, they can request all of your medical documents.
Yes, if it's associated with an investigation, like if it's you're being investigated, that you're still giving the healthcare and we done banned it,
Mm-hmm.
we can force you to give us the information.
Which is also given the information of, well, it's basically given the information of all of the trans people that are being cared for, which puts a target on their back. Keep in mind, these are people who are just trying to do what's right for their children because children can't undergo medical transition without the aid of a parent. It would be very hard for a child to fight for that, and it is very unlikely for that to happen without a parent or a guardian signing off or being involved in the process. Um, it's crazy because another form of hormone therapy that is common for children is birth control and contraception.
And you know that it's the snowball effect. They're gonna try to block that period.
Well, it's going to be dangerous because outside of trans people, we clearly know how dangerous this is. To all the cis people listening, to all the straight folks listening, to all the people who have straight kids listening, that means that teen pregnancy is going to be something to be more concerned about, and underage pregnancy is going to be something to be more concerned about in the coming years because again, when they sign these laws, they end up affecting everybody, not just the people that they're going after, which is why we always warn y'all that if one of us isn't free, then none of us are free because that person who is not free, they can use them to snatch the whole team back behind the gates. Um, wow. I'm still processing. What do you think, Jay?
And that's he's talking about for adults and children.
No, this is for minors because it hasn't
Just
been banned.
for minors right now.
Yeah, because it's only been banned for minors.
That's wild.
But
Another
recently, wait, just relevant. Recently in Virginia, let me see if it's West Virginia or Virginia. I think it is West Virginia. Recently in West Virginia, they banned it for adults. So that just happened
don't nobody but Hicks,
on the
rednecks,
10th.
hillbillies, and the people who have eyes live in West Virginia, so we don't even give a fuck about them, honey. Yes,
Oh wait, no, hold on. Shout
and
out to our West Virginia listeners.
and
We're
them
everywhere.
all
Our
together.
Appalachian trans people.
Listen, we are
They
everywhere. There, yeah.
Honey, if you trans and in West Virginia, you should have been known to go before this the fuck happened, bitch. When you realized you was in West Virginia, when you realized you was trans, you should have known it was time to go. Then, bitch, honey, no, you ride through West Virginia. Don't nobody fucking live there, bitch. Not nobody who wants to live in civilization. But anyway, another point that I want to bring up, it doesn't make sense to deny children blockers for all of the people who are confused and don't know how hormone therapy works. A
Mm.
blocker is just what it sounds like. It's blocking estrogen, it's blocking testosterone. So essentially your child is taking longer to develop. They're kind of is putting a pause on their development altogether. So this is and with less hormones, comes a less crazy teenager. No shade. But no, for a lot of people who are concerned about drastic measures against kids, if you give kids hormone blockers, they are not going to develop characteristics. They are not. If you give a male child, a little boy, hormone blockers, he's not going to grow titties. If you give a female child hormone blockers, they are not magically going to grow a dick.
This is wild that they are doing this. Not surprised to hear about what you said about West Virginia and them targeting adults. It is a reminder, I guess, for all of us, continue to vote in every election and, check, we're in a states' rights kind of situation as trans people. And when it comes to voting and other things around, do you live somewhere where you have access to healthcare? Do you live somewhere where trans people are being targeted or not? Which that's intense. And what y'all was saying about like, you know, obviously, yeah, they want to also ban birth control for young people who are assigned female at birth. They want to ban it, period, for everybody that's assigned female at birth. But I can see how that's going to trickle down to the minors. And most people are on birth control, not even for like birth control. Like if you're in high school, most people get on it to help regulate their periods because your period's too heavy or, you're dealing with like medical stuff. Um, versus I'm on the birth control because I'm having sex and I'm trying to like prevent pregnancy. Obviously they do not care about that. Um, but yeah, no, this is kind of wild. What's the like? Is the question like, what do I think about it? Oh yeah, no, I think it's horrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's horrible. Obviously, yeah. But it's like in the long term, we can win. In the short term, it's winning these elections right now because we're not going to get everything right away. And that's okay. So hopefully this continues to be motivation. Texas, y'all got a Senate race. You got local elections. Keep doing what you're doing. And, it's a reminder for all of us to continue to do what we're doing and vote because that's why they're trying to make it hard because that's where these decisions are made. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you don't gotta follow the news all the time. You don't gotta stay updated on everything. All you gotta do is mind. You can mind your business and just make sure you vote in every election. Like you don't even gotta do like any extra shit. You know what I'm saying? To actually have the most impact on getting the things that we want, which is not policies like this. So, man, yeah, no, that sucks. Yes, and it is a gateway. The trans people are the gateway to get to the blacks. The trans people are the gateway to get to, we want uh all the people who are females to be having babies so we can have labor, and people to be in prison to do work, people to do cheap labor. Um, yeah, yeah, it's fucked up. Anyway, yeah, that's what I think. It's fucked up. So make sure you vote.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the story. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, it's not the end of the story. If you don't like this shit, it's like you gotta vote. You gotta vote in those local elections. This is a statewide thing in Texas. This is the state legislature. Right. So it's like who I don't know what the setup is in Texas, but if you're a listener and you are in Texas, this is a great opportunity to try to find out who is your state representative and who is your state senator and hit them up about it and see if they voted for it or not. And if they voted for it, be like, fuck you, not cool with it. And if they didn't, it's a great opportunity to call the people that didn't, say thank you for voting against this bullshit. Because that does matter when people contact them because most people don't contact them. Um, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like the power, we got this stuff.
So let us know what y'all think
That's what I
about this.
got.
What I wanna ask, is parents. If you are a parent, do you think that this is overstepping boundaries? I feel like if I was a parent, not even of a trans child, I would feel
Right.
like the government should not be doing this kind of overstep in regards to what
Hmm.
my medical professionals and my child got going on. I feel like we already have fought cases around privacy when it comes to protecting parents and their parental rights around their children and privacy and medical. We've already fought that fight, so I don't understand. And if you are a lawyer, please contact us, let us know why aren't people using those old school privacy laws when it comes to parents and children. What am I missing because I'm not a lawyer? What am I missing in regards to that? And why is this not a HIPAA violation? Why is this like I want to know all these kind of nuances that you can kind of tell me as a lawyer, as a medical professional, as a parent. Like I want to know, I want to hear from y'all. Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
Hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
Have you heard about the SAVE Act?
I know it's about voting. It's about
Yeah.
Oh,
A lot of people are talking about it. Those who support it are talking about it like, oh, it's just another voter ID bill or whatever. Like people are just hyping it up more than what it really is. But actually, the goal is really to stop people from voting and to make it more difficult for people to vote. Um, so if passed, the SAVE Act would this is just I'm taking this and we'll have a link to it from the
Oh,
NAACP from their site. They have a great breakdown about it. The SAFE Act would hurt the black community's ability to vote. It would block married women from voting because if a married woman had her driver's license updated but didn't vote, update her voter registration, I get
yeah, the
as trans
Save
people,
Act.
I think most if you
Save Act
change
is
your
about
name, you might be familiar with that. Mhm.
Save Act is the one where they trying to make people use their birth certificates or their passports to vote, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. And so some of the things they're high absolutely. Birth certificate or a passport. And they're saying you have to prove your citizenship. You don't have to or you already prove your citizenship when you register to vote anyway. Like it's kind of absurd because there's already laws that, do this anyway. And voting technically is really up to the states. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But specifically, for like older black adults, a lot of people, some folks don't have birth certificates because back in the day, folks weren't born in hospitals, didn't get birth certificates. So, like, if you don't have a birth certificate, you're kind of screwed over. For college students, if your campus address doesn't match your address on your ID from back home, even if it's in the same state, that can impact you. Um, and they want to demand proof of citizenship before voting, but what they say, over 9% of what is this? Hold on, 21.3 million people cannot readily access citizenship documents, and 8.4 million people of color can't access those documents either. So, like, most people don't just have their birth certificate sitting around. Most American citizens, regardless of how we feel about living in the settler colony, but as quote unquote citizens, most people don't have passports. And most people don't just have birth certificates just hanging out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so those are some of the things that you need. It just creates more red tape. They also were trying to sneak some stuff into this to target trans youth around athletics. Like it's just a mess. So definitely it's something you want to hit up Senate, your senators from your state about, and let them know you want them to vote no. It might not even come up. There's some pushback in the Senate about it. Um, but with the Save Act, which is wild, it's a lot going on.
But I do have more thoughts on the Save Act. I don't think that they are, and when I said they, I mean MAGA, because we all know at this point that MAGA doesn't mean Republican and Republican doesn't mean MAGA. Um, I think it's going to end up biting the MAGA base in the ass more than they realize because a lot of them toothless redneck hillbillies in West Virginia are MAGA, and them motherfuckers ain't got no birth certificate and ain't got no passport. I think it's to be emphasized how unlikely it is for minorities, for people of color, because we tend to be more disadvantaged financially in this country. Black people specifically, we tend to not have passports, and this is going to affect us more than even most other minorities because with a lot of other minorities, they have passports even when they're poor so that they could travel to see family in other countries and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that's all necessary to keep in mind. Again, if voting wasn't a big deal for all the motherfuckers who like to sit out and not have a vote, black people, we don't have the leisure to not have a vote. But anyway, for all the ones who do see it necessary to sit out and vote and want to justify their stupidity, if voting didn't matter, they wouldn't work so hard to make it hard for people to vote.
Hmm. Hmm. And I mean, what you mentioned too about, having to get the ID, like that is a poll tax. And that was outlawed. And Yeah, that was in the 24th Amendment in 1964. It prohibits Congress and states from conditioning the right to vote in federal elections on payment of a poll tax or any other type of tax. So if you got to go buy something, to be able to vote. That's a tax. If you got to go buy a birth certificate, buy a passport, I think a passport's like 60 something dollars, or like, or no, it's like 100 something dollars, or you got to get your picture, you got to get everything. If you want to get it expedited, that's going to cost a lot of money. So, absolutely. Diamond, were you going to say you're about to mention something?
Yes, I just think it's crazy that they're focusing on all these acts, but then bullshitting about certain acts that are doing really, really good. When I think about recently on March 12th, the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, which was presented by Elizabeth Warren and Senator Tim Scott, it actually passed. And
Mhm.
it was voted on by 89 to 12. And so this act was literally just passed. Didn't they gotta send it through, but it literally got the votes for it to go up to see. But they're thinking that he is going to who is the guy over the House right now? The Republican
Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson. They feel they he has said that he's gonna strike it down anyway or something. I can't remember
He's not going to bring it to the floor for a vote.
Right. He's not going to bring it to
Okay.
the floor, but it was passed by the Senate, and what it addresses is nationwide shortage of affordable housing. It provides grants, construction, um, all kinds of stuff, and it also restricts like big firms from buying single family housing to kind of rig the market, and so this is a beautiful bipartisan. So many Republicans and so many Democrats are fucking with this, so people can have housing
In the Senate.
in the Senate. And this is such a beautiful thing, and y'all trying to ruin it. But then here come this act, this Save Act, that's fucking bullshit, and y'all are supporting this, and this is about y'all pretend that y'all give a fuck about democracy, y'all give a fuck about people, that y'all trying to save the integrity of democracy by doing this little bullshit when most of the cases about voter fraud is fucking Republicans, it's not Democrats.
Right.
And
Right.
so you it's like living in a fucking, if it's like the fucking Twilight Zone. It's like
Mm.
it's so many things that y'all could be doing that can help your own constituents, that can help you. Like these motherfuckers act like, oh, I didn't vote for Kamala because I think I base it on the economy and da da da. You don't give a fuck about the economy because the fucking Republicans have rarely in almost a century it almost like rarely has
They
boosted the
always make it worse.
economy.
They always make it worse. They
They
always make it
always
worse.
make it worse. So you don't give a
And
fuck about
Trump
the economy.
already. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But Trump has already shown us that he can make the economy worse and that he will make it worse when he's in office. Like he's the huge reason on why the country was shut down for so long during COVID.
I mean,
Like
listen. Oh, no,
Yes,
where you say?
Republicans have a horrible record when it comes to economy. Every fucking when we since I've been alive, when Bill Clinton he come in and save it and boost the economy for fucking Bush, Daddy Bush.
Uh,
When
yeah.
they steal the election from Gore in the 2000s and Bush take over, economy bomb 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 bomb. Then Obama come and boost the economy up, and then boom, it's beautiful standing, and Trump come and get elected, and boom, down 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 down, and then Biden, who only had 1 year, did turn some stuff around, and now here we go with Trump again, taking us shit smack into war,
Yeah.
and into war, and we're about to go through a recession. So for me, it's like it's so many things that y'all could be doing that could help your people, but it's nothing but fucking greed and money hungry people that don't really give a fuck about people. Everybody is just lip service, and so
But look. I will look. Hold on. So, absolutely. And all of the work happens in the Senate and a House. Ain't got shit to do with the president. President gonna sign it or veto. And the House and the Senate love that we talk about the president and not them, because that's where the purse strings are in Congress, and the Senate has to confirm. Or we talk about the judge. Well, we know about the judges. The Senate confirms those. But I say all that to say, for folks, if you haven't called your senators, this is a great time to do so. We'll provide a link for you to do that, and put pressure on them, because right now, they're getting a lot of pressure to not pass, the Republicans too, to not pass this bill. The Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, a South Dakota Republican, said that for the version of the bill outlined by Trump to pass, the House, currently on recess, would need to act first. Like they're trying to buy time because they know people don't mess with it. And the thing about the U.S. Senate is this, we can put more pressure on senators in most states, because that's a statewide election. So it's not just about your congressional district being super conservative or your congressional district being super Republican. If you're in a state where that's a competitive race, it does matter. So even in a Texas, even in the South, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have, even if you have Democratic senators, pressure them to make more noise about pushing back against this too. But I just wanted to throw that out there as well. Like, clearly it's working, because this has not passed the Senate yet, and they're trying to buy time, to try to figure something out to appease Donald Trump and pass it. So just keep banging on the door, around this, because it's working. Like, so, like, you know what I'm saying, Diamond, to your boy, like, call these people up and let them know, hello, I'm pissed, I don't like this, I'm not here for it. Because it's going to yeah, it's gonna make voting more complicated. Again, they like threw a piece in there about trans people. Like, it's all over the place. They don't know they don't even really know what they're talking about. But what's good is that most people know it's trash, even Republicans and conservatives. So yeah. Any other thoughts on the Save Act slash any lyrics that you fuck with that kind of keep you motivated in moments like this?
Oh,
Freedom, freedom, I can't lose.
Okay.
Freedom, turn me loose.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Diamond?
I don't really be thinking about music. I listen to music all the time. Music is such a big part of my life. Music is such a part of my everyday. It's not a strong enough tool for me. It needs to. I
Mm.
need to go do stuff. So yeah.
There's no lyrics or anything that pop up for you as like affirmations or anything like that, or no?
Jay, I told you I don't know where the hell this question came from.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm just saying it's a moment. I'm just saying we in a moment. Like, for myself, it's what. Well, I'm usually probably gonna be like, of course, Diamond, especially Martha Wash, Carry On lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Right,
It
yeah.
pop up. Yeah, it pop up in the head as motivation. Just, we're in some times, and it's a lot of shit, and it's easy to think that the shit is more overwhelming when at the end of the day it's like, well, we just gotta vote for the people that are gonna be about our shit, and call their offices when we don't like what they do, and call their offices when we do like what they do. Everything else really does not fucking matter. At the end of the fucking day, it's like, hit them up and vote. Hit them up and vote. Like, when feeling overwhelmed, it's like a reminder. Okay, okay. Actually, we still have control over this situation, in the long term. Um, but yeah. Anyway, let us know, Diamond. You look like I don't. Okay, again, the people. Do you do anything that's not a lyric, Bree? If that's not your thing, or do you have other ways that you like
I'm ready.
soothe yourself in moments like this?
Yeah, we can discuss it in the Euphoria. I'm ready for
Okay.
Euphoria.
Okay, awesome. Well, okay, let us know. Hit us up. Let us know what you have heard about the SAVE Act. Let us know if you pit up your members of your U.S. senators. Everybody's got two. And yeah, are there any lyrics, or are there other things like being in community or special meals or activities that you do, to kind of hold yourself down in this sea of what we're dealing with? on today, as we say. Hit us up, hashtag Marsha's Plate. Bree, break it down.
Hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
Period.
Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme you. It's a feeling and a high you never come down from. Whoa.
What is bringing y'all Euphoria this week?
I'm in my first blizzard in about 7 years, 8 years or so. And okay, you think blizzard, that's bad. It is, but it also, when you're somewhere where they're used to snow, they are prepared. You know what I'm saying? People, you know what I'm saying? The salt, the trucks are out and all that kind of stuff, but it's bringing me some euphoria because it's beautiful. Even though like blizzards suck, and it's like a snow day to day, kind of snowed in. Um, yeah, it was really cool to see because I haven't been around this kind of weather in a long time, and yeah, I don't know. Snow at night, it wasn't too windy. Um anyway, that sounds cheesy, but the weather, the blizzard, the magic of it all, of the weather and seeing the snow come down and all that kind of stuff is bringing me euphoria because it's been a minute. And yeah, I don't know. What about you, Bree?
Woo child woo, honey. Over this past week, I have discovered the joy
I'm
of
on
all.
discovered of what?
I, if you hush, I can tell the people. I have discovered the joy of Ulta Beauty, honey. Baby. Now, I was, a Sally's girl. I was a corner store. I was a Chinese store beauty girl. I was, very hood, very ratchet. Order my bundles offline kinds of girl. You know what I mean? But being a former beauty professional, I hadn't. I've been ordering beauty supplies and products online for so long because I just got accustomed to my brands. If I'm one of those people, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But with me taking a break from beauty as part of my wellness journey, I'm back in the game a little lost. Came back in the game a little lost. Honey, I used to wear her CoverGirl Dream Matte Mousse. Honey, she was perfect for my combination skin, bitch. She would get me the fuck together. Honey, it would look like I didn't have nothing on. She was blending and she was cheap, bitch. Honey, so CoverGirl no longer makes her. I have been having trouble finding a new foundation to replace that one. For me, again, combination skin, I liked having a foundation that was a mix between a powder and a liquid. It more like a putty. You know, I found it. I found a replacement via Ulta Beauty. Honey, I ain't giving them no more shout out than I done already gave them, so I ain't gonna show you the bag. But I will show you what I found to replace that. Can y'all see it? Is it focused in on it? Do it all. Can y'all see do it all?
Hmm.
This do it all brand. If you were ever a cover girl, dream matte mousse girl, if you have combination skin, if you're somebody who powder is too dry for you, but liquid is too wet for you. You may be a combination skin individual. You may need like a putty. You may need something that's a mix between a powder and a foundation. And I have found that and do it all. Again, if you had Dream Matte Mousse before, do it all as that. It's definitely a higher price point than her cover girl. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get into her. I actually got a whole bag full of shit from Ulta. It was my first time in Ulta ever, which to some people I know it's probably going to blow their damn mind. But it was a beautiful Ulta. I don't know if all Ultas are well taken care of, but this one was well taken care of. They had a salon in the back. They had girls in there
Oh
doing
wow.
they had people in there painting faces. Honey, they got low end stuff. You can find your Maybelline and your CoverGirl in there, but you also going to get your Fenty Beauty and every brand that I saw in Ulta. Now I didn't get to do a full inspection. I was running through because I had a man with me. You know how they are when we in the beauty store. But from what I saw in my glimpse walking through Ulta, it seems that every brand had representation for people of color, which I think is dope. And I recall even when I started out in the beauty industry, that wasn't the case. But yeah, I discovered Ulta Beauty. I'm back into my things. Y'all gonna see me painting again a lot more often. Because yeah. I'm excited and I'm back and I'm feeling kind. So that's what's bringing me euphoria. What about you, Diamond?
I used to be a manager at Ulta for 2 years. I was a
What?
prestige manager for all the
Word,
high-end cosmetics that is at Ulta. I was there for about 2 years.
word.
In 2000 and from 2010 to 2012.
Wow.
Um, yeah, anyway, yes, I love Ulta. That's my thing. Um, what brought me euphoria this week is I think I mentioned them a couple of years ago, but I'm not really somebody who want to have pets in my house. I like it, but once my dog died in 2008, I was like, why would I sign up for this kind of trauma? No, thank you. No, thank you. This is me
I get
signing up for trauma because, baby, when my baby died, it was just like, oh no, I was devastated for many years. So I just I didn't want to have any pets. So but I like animals. So I am really, really somebody who fuck with my stray animals in my apartment complex. So I've been living here for so long that I have relationships with the great great grandbabies of some of the stray cats that I took care of when I first got here. So some of their kids are
Generations.
generations of stray cats that I deal with. So I know all of them. Like they all have names. I feed them. You get what I'm saying? They come up
Aw.
to me. They know me because I've been here just as long as they have. And so,
Yeah.
but recently there is um there is a new kitty that I don't know where they came from, but they're in the group. Like they have popped up out of nowhere, but they are super, super aggressively affectionate. And I don't know this cat. So it probably I'm thinking he may have been somebody's pet that they don't just let out or something. I don't know exactly what's going on,
Mhm.
but I went outside maybe like a week ago and he was out there and he just came up to me and now he won't leave the front of my door.
Oh, Lord, sound like my
Aw. Okay.
And
That's
so
adorable.
um I I just have been all week going outside and he just will run up and he will follow me around the complex when I walk around my complex not every day, but every other day. And he'll just follow me until I come into my apartment and then he'll whine out there a little bit and then he'll go and chill. But as soon as he see me, it's just it's a certain level of affection that I love in a cat. Like it's not because normal cats they'll let you rub them and da da da, but this is like a high intensity I love you, touch me, feel me, rub on you, and oh yes, don't stop. Thank you, thank you. He's just so sweet and so cute and so nice. And his look looks weird. Like his eyes are like fucking like really almond, like a cartoon almond. It ain't like they're not big. It's just something about his eyes that make him looks almost like he's evil, but he's too sweet to be evil. But his eyes are super, super like sharply almond, like this, like somebody took his eyes and did it like this. And it just he looks kind if you just see him sitting, he looks kind of scary, but he too sweet to be scary because he comes up and be all happy and da da da. So all this week he has been bringing me Euphoria this week. When I get off this call, I'm gonna go out there and play with him because he's so cute and so sweet. But yeah, that's what been bringing me Euphoria this week because he is so affectionate and so cute. And as opposed to another cat that literally in the years that I've been playing with him, probably like 3 years at this point, I just got to be able to rub them.
Oh, wow.
And so they're the total opposite of each other. But it's so funny. The one that won't let me touch him, if he see me outside, it's a girl. If she sees me outside, she's gonna follow me. Like she's gonna be around me and da 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 da. But him, he's gonna let you touch him. But she like, I'll let you touch me, but just a little bit, and then I'm moving. Bye. So it's cute to see them interact with me, and yeah, that's what's been bringing me Euphoria this week. So all right.
Wait, do you have a name for this new cat now?
I haven't thought about it.
Not yet.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it. But yeah, it's a boy. And it's like a brindle color, and I don't know. I'm gonna think about it, and then I'll give it a name.
Go ahead and adopt the damn cat.
No. Not that cute. All right.
You got a good thing going. Right. They outside the house. Right.
Let us know what is bringing y'all Euphoria this week, and we will see y'all next week.
All right. Peace out. Love y'all.
Well, that's it. Thank you for coming and getting a taste of Marsha's Plate. You can listen to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Make sure you leave a review because we really need those 5 stars, y'all.
And go like our Facebook page and leave some comments. We'll be posting exclusive content every Thursday, so you definitely don't want to miss out.
You can also follow us on Twitter and any other social media site at Marsha's Plate. If you'd like to donate or advertise with us, hit us up at diamondstylz@gmail.com. That's Diamond STYLZ@gmail.com.
And that's it for us, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
You gonna say bye, Mia?
Oh, bye, y'all.
Every little thing's gonna